From the muddy trenches of 1917 to the digital battlefields of today, this is the complete visual evolution of every French tank ever made. Starting off with World War I era, 1914 to 1918, Schneider CA1 rolled out as France's first ever tank, box-shaped, underpowered, and plagued with mobility issues on muddy terrain. Despite its flaws, it marked the birth of an armoured doctrine. Saint-Chamond followed close behind with a longer nose and heavier firepower from a 75mm gun. But its length made it unwieldy, often stuck in trenches it was designed to cross. FCM-1A offered a glimpse into the potential of heavy armour. Though it never saw combat, it laid the groundwork for future heavyweight designs. Renault FT changed tank warfare forever. A trailblazer with its fully rotating turret and rear engine layout, its configuration defines modern tanks even a century later. Peugeot's prototype rivaled the FT, offering a light frame and compact crew concept. But with limited production, it faded into obscurity. Char 2C stood in sharp contrast, massive, imposing, and unique. It still holds the record for the largest operational tank ever built, resembling a moving fortress more than a traditional vehicle. Interwar Period, 1919 to 1939. Renault NC1 and NC2 refined the light tank trend, integrating improved suspension and better exportability. These models found homes in multiple armies worldwide. Renault 9995 offered a faster design, emphasizing mobility for recon missions. Its lineage would lead to more advanced French cavalry tanks. Char B1 became France's go-to infantry support tank in the early 30s. Clunky and slow, but outfitted with armor that made it reliable in grinding frontline advances. AMR-33 prioritized speed, purposefully built to accompany cavalry formations swiftly across battle lines and flanks. AMC-34 armored up for direct combat, transitioning from recon to fight roles, short-lived but significantly more powerful than earlier scouts. Char B emerged with heavy firepower. Its hull-mounted 75mm gun made it a battlefield bruiser. At the time, it stood as one of the most fearsome tanks globally. World War II, 1939-1945, Renault R35 became the most produced French infantry tank of the decade. Though slow, its thick armor gave it surprising survivability in early clashes. Hotchkiss H35 struck a balance between cavalry and infantry roles. Classical cast armor and a compact hull showed France's move toward industrial-level production. AMR-35 built on previous light models but improved speed and reliability, serving as a prime scout unit for mechanized formations. ANC-35 delivered anti-tank precision for the cavalry, introducing a two-man turret to separate roles for improved coordination. FCM-36 brought radical changes. Sloped armor and welded tech made it one of the most modern designs of its time. SOMUA AC-3 leaned toward experimentation, not mass production. It explored new concepts in cavalry tank engineering and systems integration. SOMUA S35 achieved an unmatched synergy of firepower, speed, and protection. Often considered 1940s best tank, it raised the bar for tank design in Europe. Char D2 upgraded French infantry armor, addressing earlier vulnerabilities. A better turret and stronger protection couldn't mask its notorious mechanical difficulties. Batignolles-chatillon DP2 aimed for light, agile functionality. With alternative suspension under testing, it remained a draft on paper. Char B1 reigned supreme in 1940. Front-facing armor was nearly impenetrable, making it a true terror on the battlefield. AMX-38 introduced sloped, faceted armor, focusing on protecting its compact frame with smart geometry over raw thickness. Hotchkiss H39 refined earlier light models, pushing engine strength and gun barrel length for greater combat viability. Char G1P envisioned a futuristic French medium tank. Designed with state-of-the-art features for the time, conflict halted its path to production. Renault R40 offered measurable improvements. Its refined suspension targeting one of the R35's biggest drawbacks, terrain navigation. SOMUA S40 aimed to simplify manufacturing processes. A successor to the beloved S35, it streamlined hull shaping for better wartime efficiency. Char B1 TER represented the final development of France's heavy tank series. It added space for a fifth crew member and thicker armor, preparing for combat that sadly never came. AMX-40 featured a highly curved aerodynamic chassis that prioritized projectile deflection, earning it the notorious Duck nickname. Enjoying the ride through tank history so far? Which French tank do you think had the most unique design and why? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your take. And hey, if you're liking the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into military machines. Late World War II and immediate post-war, 1944-1950, ARL 44 marked France's tank revival after liberation. Armed with a powerful 90mm cannon, its boxy appearance echoed older blueprints but carried modern firepower. AMX M4 reflected growing Cold War fears. It served as France's answer to the increasing muscle of Soviet tank design, ushering in a new generation of heavies. AMX 5100 launched something revolutionary, a massive gun housed in a futuristic oscillating turret powered by an autoloader that offered fire rate and mobility never seen before. Cold War era, 1950 to 1990. AMX-13 became a global success story exported to dozens of countries. Its small size and unusual turret made it one of the most recognizable light tanks ever constructed. Lorraine 40T chose to sacrifice armor in favor of agility and punch. With a 100mm gun and impressive mobility, it was built for fast-paced support rather than slugfests. SOMUA SM attempted to stay in the heavy tank race. Armed with similar turret technology as the AMX-50, it opted for conventional suspension and carried massive firing power. Batignolles-chatillon 25 became a French legend. Agile, sleek, and well armed with an oscillating turret, it won admiration despite never moving past prototype stages. AMX-50-12C upgraded everything. It boasted a larger 120mm gun to confront rising post-war threats head-on, becoming the culmination of France's heavy tank ambitions. LCAMX presented a wild concept, so small, the driver sat inside the turret. It was agile, stealthy, and deadly if positioned properly. ELC Even 30 armed the same chassis with twin 30mm auto cannons. Its lightweight frame pointed toward airborne and rapid deployment needs. The ELC Even 90 took the platform further, mounting a full-sized 90mm gun. Fraying shield but devastating, it relied on size and speed over protection. AMX-50 Surblindé merged experimental ideas into a lower-profile chassis. It was an effort to finally make the heavy tank doctrine viable with modern threats in mind. AMX-30 served as France's primary armored force for decades. Rather than emphasize heavy armor, it prioritized mobility and ranged firepower. AMX-32 improved upon this baseline. Advanced electronics and better fire control systems expanded export appeal. AMX-40 brought NATO standard upgrades. It featured a 120mm smoothbore gun and composite armor, ready to face off against Warsaw Pact hardware. AMX-30B2 took electronics even further, improving navigation, communications, and accuracy. It held the line during the Gulf War, proving the design's lasting power. Modern era, 1990 present, Leclerc became France's crown jewel. With an autoloader system, powerful main gun, and unmatched acceleration, it carved a new path forward for main battle tanks. Leclerc XLR represents the future. Up-armored and updated, it's designed for modern asymmetric warfare, ready to handle improvised threats and brutal urban conditions alike. From the thunder of steel tracks in muddy trenches to the precision of cutting-edge battle tanks, France's armored journey has been nothing short of remarkable. Every tank, whether a battlefield legend or an experimental prototype, played a part in redefining how wars are fought and how machines evolve. It's not just a history of metal and firepower, it's a story of bold ideas, engineering breakthroughs, and a nation's commitment to staying ahead on the battlefield. If you found this journey through French tank history fascinating, let me know which tank impressed you the most in the comments. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe. There's plenty more armored history ahead.